Hi everyone, this video is to explain inner join again. So inner join basically when you want to join two tables together using inner join, basically it will compare the values in the two joining fields, and when the values and the two joining fields are equal, then it basically combine or merge that record where the values in the two joining fields are equal. So let's start. Let's suppose we want to do inner join. Let's suppose we want to do inner join between customer table and rent table. So this is our customer table and this is our rent table. For the two tables, basically the two joining fields are this customer ID in customer table and cus ID in rent table. So when we want to join customer with rent, basically Microsoft Access or your database look at record, and then for the first record, it looked at the values in the joining field, and in this first record, the values of this joining field is CO1. So it then look across record and rent table and see if it can find any record and that is customer ID field contains CO1. Now it look at rent, and then you can see that this record has the same or has the equivalent value between the two joining field. So what happened is your database basically, like I mentioned earlier, it combines, right? So it's combined or it's merged data from that particular records from the two table, right? And then it looks basically to the next record, which is this one. And when I look at this record, the value in the joining field, which is customer ID, equals to CO2. So your database then look again across the rent table, and then it trying to basically find any record that its customer ID contain value CO2, right? So it actually basically it find this record, right, has basically equivalent value to CO2. So again, it combine the two record like this, right? So basically combine or merge, right, the value from this, and then basically follow exact same logic or same step. So you get this record combined. Now it look at CO4, the fourth record in customer, and then it's again try to find CO3 in rent, right? It's trying to find CO3 in, sorry, it tries to find CO4 in rent, and then when it look across all the records and rent table, and it cannot find CO4 in any customer ID field, right? So this basically this record here cannot be combined or merged with any record in rent. Now the result of joining doesn't end here. It's because it still have a record in rent here, that when we look across the customer table, it basically have a record in customer where its joining field has equal value, or basically this one and this one, right? So what happened is that means this record can be merged, right? This record can be merged or combined. Okay, and that is the result of basically joining, inner joining customer with rent. Now, if you want to try to join rent with car, right? If you want to try to join rent with car, again using inner join. So like I said, look across all the record, and then for the first record you can see that um, the two joining field, which in this case between the two tables are this field, right? It's this field here that is the joining fields. So using car ID as the joining field between rent and cards table, right? You can see that when you look at the first record, it can be joined, and that's mean it's the result can be merged here, right? Now when you look at the second record, and then you can see that there is a record in car table that it's the values in car ID has equivalent value as the value in car ID in rent as well. So that means this record can be joined. Okay, that means this record can be joined or merged. And then again it looks to the next, and then you can see that it can be merged like this. Oops, what happened? It can be merged like this, and then oops, sorry, my mistake. I should have actually looked at the car ID. So the car ID here is car 05. So basically the row that can be merged is the car 05, not 03. And then again, I look at rent, and then in rent it's car 04. So basically you can find car 04 in car. So this can be merged. Okay, now we have look across all the records in rent. Now let's have a look at all the record in car. So in car, you can see that car 01 has been merged, car 02 has been merged, car 03, basically there is no record in rent that its car ID field contain car 03. So this record cannot be merged to any of the records in rent. Then car 04, this has been merged with this record, this one and this one. Basically, this one and this one has been merged because it contains basically the same value, the equal value in its joining field, which is this one, right? Which is if you like, is this one. Okay, and then car 05, it has been merged to this CO3 customer ID here already. Okay, so that's the end of inner joining rent with car. Thank you.